Hey guys, it's middle of March. We're here in the Piedmont in North Carolina. Corn planting season is going to come around just really fast. And one of the things that we always talk about a little bit is populations, and everybody's interested in what's the best population, and that's an unknown type of a thing. But we're going to talk about it for just a few minutes anyway. You know, if you go back and look at populations from a historical perspective, and you can see that back in the late 1800s into the early 1900s, we might just plant 4, 5, 6,000 seed to the acre. That would be a very, very thin looking corn stand. Well, you know, this past year we're going to plant a lot of fields, and this coming year in the 30,000 range and maybe even higher. When Dr. Hambrick comes down and puts in his management test, every year we have a high population and we have a low population. And there might be 6, 7, 8,000 seed difference between the two. And if we look at the yields off of those, the high population always out yields the lower population. And that's over about 4 different hybrids that we have in the test. And if you think about hybrids, you know, they've come a long way over the years. There's way more tolerance to drought and hot weather than there used to be. Hybrids today are better and more efficient users of water. They have better standability in root systems. You know, they've just come a long way, and we can squeeze them in a little tighter than we used to. You know, if you look at an OVT test somewhere, you'll see differences in hybrids. Some of them, the leaves stick horizontally out. They don't crowd in quite as well as one that has the leaves in a vertical pattern. So, you know, I was reading something the other day about where a corn breeder thought corn hybrids were going, and his idea was they would be shorter and all the leaves would be more vertical so that we could put them tighter and tighter together. Now let me get back to Dr. Hambrick's test. You know, we have a high population, we have a low population. High population always wins across hybrids, but in individual hybrids, that's not always true. So if you're thinking of going to some higher population in some of this better land, do your research on your hybrid, make sure it'll support the higher population. You may have to go to some extra management in there too, so make sure that it's a hybrid that likes that extra management. You know, those hulas up in Virginia, they've got the 616 world record corn yield, and they're planting somewhere around 50, 51,000 is what I've been told. That's a lot of corn on the ground. So it can be done. Hybrid population is going to continue to grow. That's the trend for the last 50, 60 years. It's not going to stop. Just like yields are going up, populations are going up. So one thing I would encourage you to do, when you get into some of these better fields, some of these bottoms that'll handle it, run your population up a little bit and do your own tests, do your own trials there on farm. As we get into 2021, I wish you the best. Try some higher populations in your good land and see what it does for you.